of one reason or another, you're gonna be able to sell somebody that product or that idea or that belief, right? We see this all the time, right? You ever hear the term "a little bit of knowledge" is really, really dangerous? That's like that was like me when I was 17 years old in the gym, right? I thought I knew everything from like 6 months or whatever, reading a stupid book that didn't make sense, And like, actually, you guys ever watched that episode of Family Guy? Where, you guys ever watched that episode of Family Guy? You know what I'm talking about, right? No, the one where Peter gets a CPR card. Peter gets a CPR card and thinks it's the doctor. I mean, that's exaggerated, but people think like because they learn a little bit of information, they know everything, And I'm guilty of this too. Like I can think, I can't think of a certain time, but I can think of like, specific instances where I was a complete jerk to people because I just thought I knew everything, So some things aren't that cut and dry. But the good part about this is we want you guys to know as much as you can possibly know. Be really, really confident in what you know. Okay? That's how you sell people. Okay. Let's skip over this part for time anyway. Another thing I will say about this: when you look on exrx.net, PubMed, scholar.google.com, when you find a study, you don't want to read the whole thing because it's really long and it's really confusing. Methods and discussion. That's the most important part. Maybe a little bit of the results. Because the methods tell you who was in the study, what happened, why they did it, maybe not why they did it, but what measurements they used, okay, over what time period, all of like the little bits and pieces of information that could change the outcome you would want to know should be in the methods. And the discussion should tell you where the researchers felt they went wrong, because you can't be an expert on a certain study if you just read the methods. These people actually lived it, they wrote it down, they talked a lot about it, they should be experts in their field, and they tell you where they think they went wrong and where they think they did well. Okay? So those two are the most important sections of the research article to go. So now we're going to get into something called confirmation bias. Is what's kind of important about confirmation bias is it's very, very prevalent in exercise. So we'll start with correlation, right? You have some difference between correlation and causation. The two things are correlated. We don't have to worry about this thing. This is just a statistical thing. If R equals 1, it means these things are perfectly correlated. If this happens, then this will happen, and then those response after that. And a negative 1 is opposite. So if this happens, then this goes down. But correlation means two things happen close to each other. Right? If one thing happens, then if A happens, then B happens. Or if A goes up, then B goes up. If A goes down, B goes down. Or it could be if A goes up, B goes down, just in a linear fashion. Okay? That means they're correlated. Okay? It doesn't mean they're causal, right? So if like the rooster crows, right, and the sun rises, the rooster didn't make the sun rise. Right? Because the rooster crowed before the sun arose would lead you to believe that the rooster would make the sunrise, right? That's not the case. We know that's not the case, right? If somebody's anxious, it's necessarily people who are anxious may or may not do better on tests, right? Because they study more, they'll be more worried about it, but people who are less anxious might not care enough, right? They're maybe not perfectly correlated, but they might be correlated, right? Diabetes causing people to drink diet soda, right? That's actually a big one. Does diet soda cause diabetes? Does diet soda cause weight gain? What came first? Do people get overweight and get diabetic and then go to diet soda? after doing regular soda, or do people start off normal and then start drinking diet soda for fear of getting diabetes, and they actually got diabetes? What came first? They're correlated. They're not causal yet. So here's some, not proof, but some examples of the point here. So the blue line is the age of Miss America. And the orange line is murders by steam, hot vapors, and hot objects. 2 lines. Is correlated? They're pretty correlated, right? Except for here, there's only a little bit of discrepancy here. But yeah, does the age of Miss America cause murders by steam, hot vapors, and hot objects? Or does murders by steam, hot vapors, and hot objects change the age of Miss America? They're not the same. They're not. I mean, unless you can figure it out. But these things aren't causal. They're just correlated. Okay? Here's autism and organic food sales. Does the prevalence of autistic people change organic food sales? Or does organic food sales cause people to be autistic? You would probably think not, right? Like, that doesn't really make too much sense. All right, this is the divorce rate in Maine and the per capita consumption of margarine. Sounds cool, right? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I mean, you wouldn't think these two, like, you probably never even thought of these two together. Okay? I got it from a website that people just kind of plot a bunch of things and call it a day and then post it online. But correlation is misleading because you would think, without looking at this, correlation is misleading because you would think, oh man, these things happen in succession with each other, that they're pretty closely correlated. We should look into this a little bit more. But actually, when you figure out what they are, you're like, oh wait, doesn't really make sense. But because they're so closely correlated, we assume that they're caused by one another. Okay? That might not be the case. Okay? Sometimes the whole picture is harder to interpret, or it's less interesting, right? So let me give you an example of that. So does beer consumption correlate with stroke? Kind of. So if people drink, the more people drink beer, the more likely they are to develop a stroke. And if that's not true, let's just assume it's true. Okay? You would think, hey, beer causes strokes, right? But that might be the case. There might be something else that's related to both those two things, like pizza consumption. When people have a beer, sometimes they have like chips, but sometimes they also have pizza, right? Beer and pizza, beer and pizza. It's like a football thing. People do that at sporting events, right? So if beer and pizza are correlated, then pizza and strokes should be correlated as well, right? Just like, what's that? Then pizza and strokes have to be correlated too, somewhat. They could be off by a little bit, but, right? So what causes strokes? Is it the beer or the pizza? We don't know. Or something else, right? The whole picture is hard to interpret, and it gets into mind-blowing things that you wouldn't think of. Or it's just less interesting, because if we see in an article, and we see like, oh, running causes you to have heart attacks at a younger age. Okay, well, maybe heart attacks, or let's use the example of being overweight causes you to live longer, right? That's interesting information, but it's less interesting when you hear that it's only over the age of 65, right? So that might not be a good thing to put in the article. We might just omit that. So we'll just say overweight people tend to live longer, and that'd be really interesting, right? And this is why they frame it and they omit stuff, because it makes it more interesting, right? It makes you want to read it, but they lose some validity here. And this is what confirmation bias is, and it happens, and it's going to happen if it hasn't already. This is assuming something that you believe is causal. Assuming that something you believe is causal because you have any evidence whatsoever to support it, right? Let's think of an example that some people of the exercise-related relationship between two things that people always love to think about. Cardio for losing weight. That's a good one. That's a good one. That is really good one. So cardio losing weight. Okay? People like to think, oh, if you do cardio, you're going to lose weight, right? If you want to build weight, then do resistance training. Okay? I mean, we learned that that's not true. There's all other factors that go into it. But if you've been doing cardio, right? If you started from nothing and you said, hey, I want to lose weight, and you haven't worked out for like 3 years, and you started running, well, you probably are going to lose some weight, right? Maybe you only ran a mile a day, but you said, oh man, I feel so good about that mile. I'm going to eat better the rest of the day. You did it in the morning, so the whole day you're just eating great. You're not having the muffin. You're not having the heavy cream in your coffee. You're not going out with workers for lunch or whatever. You're eating right because you have only ran a mile a day. You probably only burn like 100 calories, right? Maybe more, maybe less. But that 100 calories isn't going to make too much of a difference. But eating better and feeling good about yourself, that's going to make some difference. But you think that running makes you lose weight. That might not be the case. It might not be running. It might have been you feeling good. Hell, it might have been any exercise in general. You're missing the point. That's confirmation bias. Is reaffirming your beliefs because it just happened. You have some anecdotal evidence, or maybe scientific evidence, but you have anecdotal evidence to back up your claim. That was a really good one. People think about that a lot. There's a lot of different reasons why that could be true. There's a lot of different reasons why that could be false. Okay, but it's hard not to fall into. Okay, some other examples. I saw on a YouTube video one time. I like being sore because I feel like it makes my muscles grow when I have a big workout. I'm sore. Therefore, soreness is probably what causes muscle growth, right? So does soreness cause muscle growth? Not really. I mean, if you're sore, you can get sore from being punched in the face. It doesn't make your eye grow, you know? Really, yeah. But other things are in place, and other things may have caused, and there may be more than one thing that cause you to gain muscle growth because you're sore. Or you can just kind of feel good about yourself after you're sore. You know, like, oh, I had a great workout. I think my muscles grew a little bit. You look in the mirror, and you're just kind of making yourself believe you had an outcome when you really didn't. Okay? A woman told me that this exercise will give me a six-pack, and I really feel it on my abs, therefore it must work. Right? So if I really feel this exercise on my abs, I'm building a six-pack. Well, that's kind of misleading for two reasons. One is because just doing crunches or just doing one specific ab exercise doesn't necessarily make you get a six-pack any faster or any better, right? And just because you feel it somewhere doesn't necessarily mean it's working that spot specifically and in the way you want to work it, right? It could be your hip flexors that are working, right? So that's confirmation.